Hey everyone, Pastor Derek here. Just wanted to encourage you on this Monday morning. It's a beautiful day. I'm out hiking, getting some exercise, and I find myself perched on this little hilltop having a wonderful Romans 1 moment as I look down on the city below me and the mountains behind me. I realize that I can see cars on the streets, I can see people, there's construction happening down there, and yet up here it seems so peaceful. I can barely hear what's going on down there. Up here, all I hear are the birds singing and a cool breeze through the bushes. And it just reminded me that though that world is a stone's throw away, I feel so removed from it as I stand over it. That's really a great illustration for God's desire and even how he empowers us to live the Christian life. You know, yesterday we looked at Psalm 121, how the psalmist looks, as he looks to the hills for his journey, those hills representing the difficulties in life. He looks upward to God where his help comes from, and suddenly the journey doesn't seem so daunting in comparison to his God. One of the things that we said Sunday was that when we magnify God, our circumstances become miniaturized. The flip side of that is that when we magnify our circumstances, sure enough, God becomes miniaturized. And the difference is worry versus trust. When we magnify God while miniaturizing our circumstances, trust. But worry sets in when we magnify our circumstances and thus miniaturize God. And so, practically speaking, what does that look like to magnify God? I want to give you two things for your week quickly. One, enlarge your thoughts about God. We all have extra time in our hands. I would encourage you to do a Bible study on the character of God. You will find that God is all-knowing. He is all-powerful. He is ever-present. He is both sovereign and providential. You will find that God is all of those things, and in all of those things, he is unchanging. So you want to enlarge your thoughts about God. You want God to be magnified in your mind and heart. Then take some time this week and study the scriptures and what it says about the character of God. And then second, stay close to the cross. Listen, that can seem like a cliche, but you know what? The Christian finds the power to live the Christian life when they are tethered to the cross. For it's there that we realize our greatest need has been taken care of. Jesus Christ died for my sins and lived for my righteousness. And it doesn't matter what happens in this life, because that, being made right with God, having salvation, being forgiven, that is my greatest need, my greatest eternal need. And that has been taken care of in the gospel work of Jesus Christ. So listen, enlarge your thoughts about God this week by studying who he reveals himself to be in Scripture, and stay close to the cross this week. Spend time in the book of Romans and the book of Ephesians that unpack the gospel in beautiful and very relevant ways. So listen, until next Sunday, 10 a.m. live streaming, Facebook and YouTube, I pray that God will enlarge your thoughts about him, that he will keep you close to the cross, and the effect will be that God becomes big in your heart and minds. And your circumstances, though they are still there, well, that life will be a little bit like standing on this perch. You rise above it all as you look upward to the one who is in control of it all. God bless.